I just wanted to show off how clean my desk was, because I actually cleaned it up. And yes, I scraped all the paint off that I could get. And I have 2 projects ready to go, so we're going to find out which one I'm going to do next. Yeah, it's this one. I think this is the one I'm going to end the year off with. And yeah, hang on. Sailor Moon character. Can't remember her non-sailor name, but it's Sailor Jupiter. So I actually bought a bunch of mini ones, and then I found this one. And I debated doing either my version of Jupiter. Can I call it my version? Anyway, either my Jupiter or my other character, Cerise, which I think I did a quick sketch of her once, but that was it. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to keep it with what I am. The theme. That'll make it easier to paint. Ah. Welcome back. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and is ready for the last video of the year, which is a little depressing. I don't, and we won't get into that, but we will talk about how this whole starting setup, whatever, getting the project ready was a pain in the butt, and I don't just mean like trying to get the skirt off. I mean all of it, and we'll see that in a minute. Oh yeah, no, clay, yeah, I'm not good with clay. Never have been, probably never will be. I just don't really coordinate with it very well, especially in like the tiny areas. And it's not like I've never worked with clay before, I have, but I didn't even think about sanding to try and rough it up to try and get the clay to stick better. So what I ended up doing was I would add some clay, I'd let it dry, I'd come back, I'd add some more, and I'd let that dry, and then I'd add some more. And it was very hard to tell if they looked like pants because I didn't exactly expect the lower body to dismember itself from the upper body, but that happened. So that was another problem that I figured I'd solve later, and I kind of did, but maybe not in the best way. So yeah, that's so much as a clay. No, I can't even blame that last part on the clay, but you know. And then I also bought some foam, and I was an idiot, and I bought really thick foam because I'm like, oh, this will be sturdy. And I was like, wait, why did I buy it so thick? Regular foam would have been just as fine, and it would have actually fit where I needed it to. Yeah, so yeah, that's me trying to like make the foam thinner so I could use it for what I needed it to, and it still ended up a little too bulky in some areas, even though I did cut it down. But yeah, no, this whole part was a pain, and eventually I got some super glue so that I could just super glue it all down and give up on trying. And yeah, eventually that's kind of where I had to get to a point with, because I mean, for as much as I tried to smooth it with water and this and that, it was just never going to be great. And even though it looked smooth when I was letting it dry, it did not dry smooth. So I don't know if that's a common thing or just some mistake that I made, thinking it looked smooth when it wasn't. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I also lost my sandpaper, like, probably within 2 days of me buying sandpaper, so I kind of just rolled with it at this point. I had some days where I didn't get a chance to work on this at all, and I knew it was going to be a big project, and I wanted it done for this week. And as I'm recording my voiceover, it's Monday, and I usually get these out on Tuesday, so I did cut her a little close. I mean, I finished the project like yesterday. I just had to finish with the video, and that was a whole other situation. Oh yeah, here's where I was an idiot. I put this down, but then I forgot to close the back of it for the longest time. So that was a thing. But I got to a point where I was like, I want to paint this thing. I just want to paint this thing. I don't really care. I just want to start the painting. So I started the gessoing and the painting and the everything else, which took a heck of a lot less time than literally anything else. I mean, it took a while because I had to go back and fix mistakes. And I mean, it's really hard to try and get into every little nook and cranny and curve around this thing. Well, especially the hair. The hair, there's a lot of movement to the hair, which is fine. I like it. It's part of why I bought it. I think I spent like $10 on it. It's fine. It was on clearance. I like my Hobby Lobby clearance. And yeah, I try and only buy figures that I think I can work with. And I had actually like technically 3 different characters that I could have done this with. One of them's one of my friend's characters. So I told him if he ever got some money for shipping, I would try and make him one. But anyway, back to this one. So I could have done either my character Cerise or Jupiter. And Cerise technically would have been easier because I would have only had to do some modification in the hair. But I really, really, really wanted to do Jupiter. And I got like these mini Sailor Moon things. I think I've talked about them before. But that's the reason why I designed some of these characters. And apparently Jupiter ended up being my favorite. I have no idea. I liked her in the little bit of the anime I watched. Well, the movies. I mean, I think she was the only one that could A, take a hit, and B, give a hit. Everyone else is just kind of pathetic. And she could only, like, take 1 or 2 more hits than everyone else. And that's saying something because everyone only took 1 hit and they were down and dying. I'm like, this is really cringy levels of pathetic. And I just can't watch anymore. I'm sorry to any Sailor Moon fans. I've already destroyed your figure and I just trashed your show. I'm sorry. No, like, I like the concept. I don't know the overall plot of the anime, but I do think, like, the planet-themed stuff is really cool, and I like the concept, but I think, I don't know, maybe it's just a product of its time, but I'm sorry, they made the girls so unnecessarily pathetic. They could have done better. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, so I had a picture of Jupiter that I did up on my phone so that I could do all the details. And boy, oh boy, I did not want to have to do the eyelashes and the eyebrows. And I had a lot of going back and fixing them up to do. And that part was not fun. That was the worst of the painting. It was the thing I was dreading the most. And I did a lot of the fixing up off camera. And yeah. It was not fun, okay? Like, it was really hard to get anything under the hair because, you know, the hair is really thick and you can't really move the bangs. So it ended up being more of a, like, happy expression when I would have gone for at least neutral, but it is what it is. I was not going to, like, I wanted to go back and fix it. I just was not going to. Also, some of the pieces might be a little out of order. When I was trying to, like, edit bits of the video that I had recorded to save space on my phone, it was really, really, doing something weird with the video where it would just shrink it when I exported it. And so I decided to leave a couple parts on its own. And then I think I just kind of mixed some other stuff up that I didn't mean to, but I don't think it's that bad. You still get the gist of it anyway. This is me actually attempting to do some shading in the eye, and it took me a while because it's a small surface and acrylic dries quickly. And I do have something somewhere that's supposed to help acrylic not dry so quickly, so you have a little bit longer time blending. But again, I think my problem is that I try and create a perfect blend when there is no such thing as a perfect blend. At least not for me. I never get the blend the way I think I do. But yeah, at this point, we're just working on more detail. I needed to let the face dry before I did more face details, and then I just kind of went back and forth a little bit, and of course I needed to add a little bit of the red. I didn't do a lot of shading. I just wanted to add some red to the cheeks and the ears and stuff just to give it a little bit more life, because we know me. I can't do anything without making cheeks red. I still don't really have an overall story for these characters. I want to. I like the idea of having something, and I can kind of picture, like, little things, but not any, like, overall plot or anything cohesive. Yeah. Also, I did some of the details off camera, like you can see the pants have some like thingies on them now. Yeah, I was getting so done at this point, I didn't even want to try and record that. A, for space, and B, again, I was getting so done. Also, those earrings, yeah, they were a lot harder to glue on than need be. And then I realized I could move the long bangs and get a little bit easier in there. The one detail that I could not add was the headband. Like, it would have gone across his forehead and tied in the back, but with the bangs there, I just could not do that. And I could have made something and tied it like kind of, you see where the bangs end? Like, I could have tied it back there and it would have been fine. I kind of forgot to do it at this point, and I don't know if it would have looked as good. So no headband, sad, but it is what it is, and it's done. I think it turned out a little derpy. Like, I do, you guys know me. I don't normally do like eye shapes like that, because no matter what I do, I don't know. I like it better when other people do it, and not every shape that I like, of course. But when I try and do something like that, my eyes are crookeder than normal. Like, it's so bad. And I tried to add some eye details in here because I thought that would maybe help with some of the weirdness and the derpiness, and, making him look like not a zombie. Oh yeah, there, I messed up, and then I panicked. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to have to redo the blush of the cheeks. And I didn't have to. I got it cleaned up enough, and then I just went back and made a thinner line there because I'm a doofus. And yeah, I just wanted a little extra detail down here. I took some clay and I covered up the Q posket and like a lot of the fancy detail around the side, which I don't believe I did the first time, which is fine. I don't know. Let me know down below if you think this came out poofy or better or worse than the original, or if you like the character or not. Also, tell me what your favorite Christmas gift is, now that we're heading into the new year. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and a happy upcoming new year. Until next time, bye-bye!